Hi, okay, today's revision question is from a calculator paper. It is a grade 9 question. If you're planning on going on to study at A level, this is a great topic to be confident in when you start that course at post 16. So have a good read and then press play after you've had a go. Okay, the first thing to do is to start marking up the diagram with as much information as you can. So we can see that point A is a tangent to the circle. Okay, we know that this is the center of the circle. A tangent to the center, that radius there creates a 90-degree angle. We know that. Whether that's important here or not, we've yet to discover, but you mark it on. Maybe you include that detail. We also know that A has the coordinates P minus 15. Let's get it up in the diagram where I am constantly reminded of that information. It says P is greater than 0. We can see that, okay? P is from our x-axis, and that is definitely greater than 0, so we can see that. Up here, we've been given our circle equation. Now, this part of the equation is r squared. It is the radius squared. So if I square root 261, that will give me my radius. So that's another fact that I know that I could put on my diagram as well. I know that this is the square root of 261. I could also put that in the calculator, get a simplified cancelled version of that. At the moment, I'm comfortable with what I'm looking at. Now, I've got to find an equation of that tangent. So my goal at the end of all my workings and thinking is to find an equation for this. Now, if you're being asked to find the equation of a line, you are most likely going to be using the formula y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. What I need is a coordinate, which is my y1 and my x1, and I need a gradient. And right now, I don't have any of those things, okay? I've got half of my coordinate, so I guess the most important thing may be, I don't know why I'm saying I guess, I might, So first job, let's try and find P, okay? Now P, if we add to this diagram, is technically straight up, and it's here. If I just join that to the center, I'm starting to see a right-angled triangle. So I'm going to transport that out of the diagram. I'm going to pop it up here. That is the right-angled triangle that I can see in the diagram. I know that this diagonal is root 261. I know that this length here, from here to here, that is mirroring my y-axis. If the coordinate is telling me it's minus 15, then that length must be 15. And this length is P, my x-axis. Hopefully, I'm starting to spot that this is a sneaky little Pythag that's going to help us sort this out. So we are going to do the square root of 261 squared minus 15 squared, which gives us 36. Square root that, and we work out that P is equal to 6. Go back and pop it on your diagram. It could be helpful to just see it there. Okay. It does also mean I've got the coordinates I need for my equation. Now I'm going to start concentrating on the gradient. I don't have a gradient, but what I do have is my tangent. I've got 2 points on the tangent. I've got 0, 0, and I've got 6 minus 15. So I can use that to help me find this gradient. And because it's perpendicular, and we can see that right angle that we marked on at the beginning is being useful now, because it's perpendicular, we can use our perpendicular fact to help us get the gradient that we actually do want. Okay, so the gradient is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's our formula for finding the gradient. We have got minus 15 minus 0, and we have got 6 minus 0. Just to be clear, these zeros are the coordinates that I have here. And if I was to extend that line, you can see the coordinates 0, 0 lie on the line. Okay. This is going to produce me minus 15 over 6, which is going to be minus 5 over 2 when I divide it through by 3. So my perpendicular gradient is opposite sign reciprocal. So that is going to give me 2 over 5. And that gives me the gradient that I now need to plug in to my formula. Okay. So I can now write y minus 15 for the y coordinate equals 2 over 5 x minus 6. So that's y plus 15 equals, expand this bracket out, 2 times negative 6 would be negative 12 over 5. And then it's just a case of bringing that across and taking that off. So we've got y equals 2 over 5x minus 87 over 5. And you don't need to be putting it into, you could give your y equals in decimals or fractions. Either is going to be acceptable. That is the equation to the tangent. It's a big, big question. Lots of skills being tested there. Lots of knowledge being drawn on. I do hope it went well. I hope the worked solution has been useful if it didn't. And yeah, please do join me for more sessions. We're going to be putting all the different grades out on, every day there'll be a different one. So keep your eye open for the next grade 9.